Dear students, welcome to the lecture session on pressure measurement under module 4. Already I have discussed about the previous video lecture, the data transmission and telemetry, and also some of the part related to the pressure measurement I have discussed. So now let us continuation of the pressure measurement. This is the syllabus. Okay, so the measurement of high pressure, measurement of low pressure, and calibration of pressure measuring equipment. So the sequence of presentation as follows. So measurement of high pressure, under that the Bridgman pressure gauge. Measurement of low pressure, here I am going to discuss two. One is Pirani gauge and second one is ionization gauges. The last bit is calibration of pressure measuring equipments, deadweight testers. For the measurement of very high pressure, okay, so in terms of the 70000, it's nothing but 70,000 megapascal. Okay, that much high pressure can be measured with help of this Bridgman gauge. Okay, so what is the basic principle is involved here? The electrical gauge is based on the principle of change of resistance with the change of pressure are used. I repeat here, the electrical gauges is based on the principle of the change of resistance with change of pressure are used. Okay, so it is known that the resistance of fine wire changes with pressure according to the following linear relationship. So the fine wire, it changes its resistance when pressure is applied. So this is the relations they are using. The equation is here given. The R is equal to R1 under bracket 1 plus B delta P. Okay. So the R is resistance at a pressure of 1 atm atmospheric ohms. Then B is the pressure coefficient of resistance and delta P is the gauge pressure. Okay. So this principle is called a Bridgman gauge. Okay. So once again I put here the basic principle. When a wire is subjected to the pressure from all sides, its electrical resistance changes. Okay. This principle can be utilized to obtain a primary type resistive pressure sensor and is called as a Bridgman pressure sensor. Okay, this is the figure which gives a Bridgman gauge, how it is implemented. Okay, so sensing element will show here. This is here it is they put the sensing element. Okay, pressure connection is connected to the here, and this is the terminal where the resistance element will be taken out. Okay, the sensing element does not actually contact the process medium but is separated therefrom by a kerosene filled bellows. So here it is kerosene oil, it is filled and there will be a bellows are there, while the other is grounded. Okay, one terminal is, one end of the sensing coil is connected to the central terminal. So one terminal is connected to the central terminal while the other is grounded. Here it is not shown but it is grounded, thereby completing the necessary electrical circuit. To complete the circuit, it is necessary to the complete the circuit. So hence the other end is grounded. When a wire is subjected to the pressure from all its electrical resistance changes. So this is the basic principle is involved in this. Okay, let us we have the which type of wire they are using. Okay, the fine wire used in the typically gauge is made of mangan or gold. Okay, so this is the mangan or the gold chrome the wire is used. Okay, so here it will be given in the coefficients. Okay, and total resistance of wire is nearly 100 ohms. Okay, so here although the pressure coefficient resistance of gold is here given 10 into 10 raised to minus 12. Okay, so here it is given. Now it gives a change in resistance which is 1/4 of that of manganese for the same change in pressure. So hence what it is there, it is prepared to manganese in many applications. Okay, because it gives a 1/4 of that manganese for the same change. Hence and also the resistance temperature coefficient which is one of that of manganese, and therefore it results in lower error on account temperature changes. So this is information related to the wire which it is used here. Okay, so the resistance of gold is 10 into 10 raised to minus 12 Pascal inverse. It gives a change in resistance which is 1/4 of that of manganese for the same change in pressure. It is preferred to manganese. Okay, so gold is preferred over the manganese because the disadvantage. And here the some of the advantages available with the scale up to pressure 15 megapascal. Okay, and accuracy 0.1 to 0.5% when properly calibrated, and good dynamic response. Okay. So next one is measurement of low pressure, okay, or vacuum you can say. In general, pressures below atmospheric may be called low pressure or vacuums. Okay, it is impossible to reach any absolute pressure of 0 since a positive magnitude of absolute pressure exists at all times even in vacuum. Okay. So here the very low pressure, very low pressure, any pressure below 1 mm of mercury. Okay, ultra low pressure less than a nanometer, 10 raised to minus 3 microamp. Okay, so this is the information about the range. Very low pressure is nothing but below 1 mm of mercury, and ultra low pressure is less than a nanometer. Okay, the basic methods of measurement of low pressures are as follows. Here it will be given direct method and indirect method. Okay, so here in that I am going to discuss the two. One is thermal conductivity gauge, and the second one is ionization gauges. Okay. So these are the different methods. Direct method is there, spiral Burden tubes, flat end perforated diaphragms, capsules, manometers. Okay, so these are the direct. Indirect methods, under that I am going to discuss the two methods. One is thermal conductivity gauges and ionization gauges. Okay, first one is the thermal conductivity gauges, under that Pirani gauge. Okay, what is the Pirani gauge and how it will be operating? Now I will discuss. In this stage, the temperature of wire is determined by measuring the change of resistance. Here also, the temperature of wire is determined measuring the change of resistance. The Pirani gauge employs a single filament enclosed in a glass tube chamber whose pressure is to be measured. Here I will show you. Okay, so this is the figure which gives here the pressure chamber whose pressure is to be measured. We are giving to the here the pressure source. Okay, so the whose pressure is to be measured, it will be that's here. Okay, and also this gauge employs a single filament in the form of 4 coiled wires of tungsten or platinum connected in parallel. Okay, and it will be enclosed in the glass tube. And further, the Pirani gauge chamber and the compensating cell is housed on a Weston bridge circuit. So here one more circuit I will show you. Okay, so if you are looking to the here, just now what I told, the compensating. Okay, so the Pirani gauge chamber and the compensating cell is housed on a Weston bridge circuit as shown in diagram. So here you can see the diagram, it will be shown the compensating cell it will be introduced for compensating purpose. Okay, so now, so if any variation is there due to the ambient temperature, that it will be compensated with help of this. Okay, and here the just now I discussed the pressure, applied pressure or vacuum unknown, it will be given to this filament. Okay, filament is inside here, platinum, okay, that you are looking here, else I will put it here. Okay, so this is the filament. Okay, vacuum it will be entered here, and this is the compensating cell. Okay, so here a conducting wire gets heated when electric current flows through it. The rate at which heat is dissipated from this wire depends on the conductivity of the surrounding media. So here when your supply is, you are applying some power supply, you are applying, so it will get heated up. The heating heated up depends upon the rate at which heat is dissipated from this wire depends on the conductivity of the surrounding media. Okay, so the conductivity of the surrounding media in turn depends on the density of the surrounding media. I repeat here. Okay, so the conductivity of the surrounding media in turn depends on the density of the surrounding media. Okay, that is, lower pressure of the surrounding media, lower will be its density. If the density of the surrounding media is low, its conductivity also will be low. I repeat here, the density is low, then its conductivity also be low, causing the wire to become hotter for a given current flow. Okay, so it will becomes hotter if the density is low, hence the conductivity also low. Okay, and vice versa. Okay, so these are the advantages. Inexpensive and rigid, usually more accurate than thermocouple gauges. The pressure reading range is wider, fast response to change in pressure, possibility of process control and remote reading. Okay, these are the advantages of Pirani gauge. And some of the disadvantages: calibration is non-linear and varies from one gas to the another, require calibration against some pressure standards, poor transient response, operation requires electrical power. Okay, these are the some disadvantages related to the Pirani gauge. Next one is the ionization gauges. So here these gauges are used for measurement of pressure as low as, it is given here, 0.000001 micron. So 1 billionth of a mm of Hg. So that much small means very low pressure you are going to measure. The maximum pressure which is an ionization gauge can be measured in is about 1 micron. So ionization type vacuum gauge. Okay, so here the basic process is involved is ionization. Okay, so ionization is the process of removing electron from any atom, producing a free electron and positively charged ion. It may be produced by the collision of high speed electrons from the atom. So in this gauge, the basic principle is involved is ionization. Okay, so here I will show the figure. Okay, so this is the figure. Okay, so now here this is the cathode filament. Okay, and this is anode negatively connected and cathode is positively connected. Okay, and the grid also connected to the, grid is connected to the positive here. Okay, I have one more figure I will show you. I repeat here, this is a cathode filament